Adobe's organic traffic was flat, then boom! They went from 10 million to 30 million in 24 months. How? In this video, I'll share with you 3 SEO strategies they use to get that result. Now, the first one is the expansion of the free tools. If you look at any tools like Ahrefs, you can see that Adobe's top 10 pages are actually free tools that they offer. And one of the most popular tools they have is an image background remover. In a snap of a finger, you can remove the background of any images. Whoa, my background is gone. They also have a bunch of tools for PDFs, including turning them into Word document and merging PDFs and compressing PDFs. You can also turn Word documents and JPEGs into PDFs. They're useful tools that people actually look for and search online. And guess what? Adobe's tool ranked in the top 3 for the search results for those keywords. In 2021, they even doubled down on this strategy by offering a free online photo and design tool called Adobe Express. You can design and download flyers, posters, banners, social ads, anything that you can think of that you want to design for, they have it. And I think that's a stark contrast with how hard it is to get started with Photoshop or Premiere. If you open it up, where am I? Where is this button? What does it do? There's so many things that it seems so overwhelming. And with Adobe Express, they just make it super easy. That's why Adobe Express has become such a popular tool. They now bring over 13 million visitors in US alone per month.
Adobe is a business butterfly that has reinvented itself many times over the last years, right? Not to forget that Adobe, next to Microsoft, by the way, is one of the few businesses that were able to shift from on-premise to a subscription business and do that incredibly successful.
So the SEO lesson for marketers here is that you got to figure out what problems your target audience has and how you can offer a free tool or resource to help them out. You can offer free templates or free resources. But it's really impressive how Adobe has doubled down on this and really offered some really amazing and incredible free tools. And you know who else is impressive? Kevin Indig. I got a chance to actually dig deeper with Kevin into Adobe's SEO strategy in the second episode of the Marketing Powerups show. If you want to watch it later, you can actually watch it on YouTube right on this channel, or you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify if you prefer that. The links are in the comments. But let's jump into the second strategy, which is content hubs. The core of any great SEO strategy is the blog. Most blogs have a problem. They're sorted by time from newest to oldest at the very top. Now the problem is that's not how people explore problems. If they're looking at a topic, they usually do it in such an interconnected and almost linear way. Let me explain. With my favorite food in the world, fried chicken. Let's say I'm researching how to make the best fried chicken. First I look up maybe the best cut of meat for frying. Maybe it's a thigh or the breast or the leg or the wings. I might even look up the best oil for frying chicken or meat. It could be peanut oil, canola oil, maybe grape oil. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm researching the topic in such a way that's linear. And the big problem for a lot of blogs is that it's time-based. It's not interconnected in a topic. So when you have a time-based blog layout, people have to jump from one content to another to truly learn what they want, and it can be frustrating. There is a solution. Now, connecting interconnected content into a hub is a better user experience. Google actually also sees this as your site having topical authority, since people stay around longer reading a topic on your site. And Adobe has fully embraced this idea.
Adobe is really good at embracing that and creating content hubs that revolve around one topic. That could be e-signature, for example, in the case of Acrobat. And they keep all the content on this hub just focused on e-signature. And so they will have a list of landing pages for different features of Acrobat. They might have a resource center with common questions. They have tutorials. They have mini tools on there, and everything just revolves around the same topic.
The second SEO lesson here for marketers is if you make it easy for people to read and consume your content through content hubs, you have a better chance of ranking higher on search engines, and you also help people consume your content easier, quicker, and much better experience. If you're enjoying this so far, you'd love my marketing newsletter, Marketing Powerups. I share the secret strategies and techniques that world-class marketers use to hit their KPIs consistently and wow their colleagues. You can go to marketingpowerups.com to subscribe now, and it's completely free. The third SEO strategy is offering design resources through Adobe Stock. Now, the biggest unlock of recent SEO growth next to the tools comes from putting together design resources in one place. It's the same play as big box stores like Walmart. You don't have to go to the store to buy shoes,
and then walk over to another store to buy groceries, and another one to go buy furniture. And
talking and hearing this out loud just makes me so tired. Unless you really love shopping, unlike me, if you can go conveniently into one place to get all of those things, it would be much better. And Adobe's done the same thing by putting together royalty-free photos, vectors, videos, fonts, plugins, and other design resources on stock.adobe.com. And by consolidating all the resources in one place, they can rank for the top 3 in really hard terms like plain white background images, or happy birthday images, or even smiley face. You know how ranking for those short tail keywords is really hard. Might as well do something impossible like shooting a basketball from the top of a 660 feet waterfall and getting it in. It's crazy, right? But Adobe got it figured out.
There's an engagement strategy here where you might suggest different assets that are complementary to the one you picked, or you might be able to browse an artist or a creator's assets library and all that kind of stuff.
The SEO lesson here for marketers is how can you make it easier and more convenient for people to find relevant resources for users. Another company that's done a good job with their marketing is Lego. They went from being bankrupt, almost bankrupt, and over $7.7 billion in sales in just a decade. I break it down in the next video where I share 5 marketing lessons from their comeback from near bankruptcy. I'll catch you there. This is Rami John. See you there.